All right, good evening. It's 6 o'clock. Welcome to the Newfane Selectboard meeting. It's Monday, May 16th. And in person, we have Jeff Chevalier, Katie Johnson-Applin, myself, Angela Sanborn. On Zoom, we have Ann Golub, and by phone, we have Mike Fitzpatrick. Also in the room, we have Juanetta Powling, our administrative assistant, and Austin Rice from BCTV. And also on Zoom, Steve Levine. Good to have everyone here. Are there any additions or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to the May 2nd, 2022 regular meeting. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any conversation? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. And now we have May 2nd, 2022 Board of Liquor Control meeting. Is there a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Is there any conversation? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mike, you abstained because you weren't here?
Yeah, I should have the other one. I thought you said that.
Thank you so much. And Jay is responding to a fire, so I will just read his report and then we'll do a motion and then we will go back through and discuss. The road foreman and road commissioners report, May 16th, 2022. Number 1, the Arch Bridge cement footings were poured on the south end on Friday. 2, Jay had a meeting with Bill Jewell and Lyle Will from the state of Vermont. They're coming up with a plan to address the seasonal stream that goes through the gravel pit. Bill is also working on the archaeological part of the permit process. 3, Jay has sent all the documents to V-Trans right-of-way person for 254 Depot Road, so hopefully we can get a clear road certificate. 4, Jay asked Melissa to check with the town auditors about moving the money from retreatment and bridge contracted services in the current budget to the capital fund. The select board just has to vote on doing so. 5, the state sent 2 people to do a hydraulic study for the culvert at the entrance of Loop Road on Friday. They will have a study done in a couple of weeks. 6, Jay met with the person doing the bee pollinator gardens today. He liked 2 lots across from Newell's and will be getting back to the select board. Is there a motion to approve the road foreman and commissioners report?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Mike. Second?
Second.
Second?
And on the second, thank you. All right, discussion.
I think it would be smart for us to make a motion to pass the money from the retreatment and bridge contracted services in the current budget for the capital fund as requested.
Is there a second?
Second.
So Katie and Mike. And Jay gave me a quick conversation about it. It's because pavement is going up, and to put it in this year, we'll be able to get the piece done on South Lordsboro Road, and then also to do the Monroe Bridge greasing and cleaning so that everything gets done in this year. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 So that was on the motion.
On the motion for number 4. All right, and is there any further discussion on the report? Hearing none, all those in favor to approve the road foreman's report, say aye.
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 Thank you. Juanetta, can we have your report, please?
I sent the RSVP for the meeting Thursday, May 19th at 6:30 regarding the long-term effect of Brattleboro's decision to drop out, and that's at the rescue on Canal Street. So they are expecting at least 4. I completed the May 11th VLCT legal and effective meeting trainings. I've made copies of the PowerPoint for you to review. Unfortunately, I might have omitted to put it in the packet, but I do have copies for you.
Great.
On Tuesday, May 24th, from 10 to noon, there's a VCL presentation for the cannabis, what municipality officials need to know. Yes, that's the one coming up on the 24th. I will be out of the office and I will not be attending that one.
Okay.
Some of you may be attending the Remote Economic Summit on Thursday, May 26th. You should receive an email confirmation and login information. So I would use your personal or your select board emails. Jay may have mentioned in his report that the 30-day waiting period for the condemnation on 254 Depot Road is up. I would like to share with you some information regarding the town office building. The building was painted in September of 2017. The walls were painted later that fall. The research shows that the floors have not been refinished since 1984. The ability to do trainings or hold conversations in the main room is increasingly difficult, sometimes impossible. We, the building committee, would like to revisit the idea of a modest renovation and present these ideas to you at the June 20th meeting. So I included some of the photos that were taken during our painting, and part of it looks amazing. I mean, there's pride in the new paint. It just gives the whole Newfane look a spark. And so I would like to consider putting in walls and having the floors redone in here as part of our renovations.
I do know that when we had a Zoom meeting, and it was around lunchtime that we had the Zoom meeting, that people were having their lunch at the table, and it was before the meeting that I was already on talking with Juanetta, and it was very difficult to hear Juanetta because of everybody sitting here. So it would be, I would be interested to seeing if you could present us back with the models that were done pre-COVID that were on standby, so the new board can see what those look like.
Yeah.
And then we can have that discussion, if you could email those out to everyone.
Are we thinking of building walls in this existing space or creating additional space on
It's
top?
more of raising them up so that
There was-
everybody has more privacy.
Yeah, they were walls that would be installed through here. We did have enough money in our budget for the town office to do an addition on the backside, and David Cotton came down last year, early spring, and discussed those plans. So there's two possibilities.
So if you could email those out to the board, and then when we bring this up at the next meeting, that would be
At the
fantastic.
20th.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to accept the administrative assistance report?
I'll make a motion.
Mike or Katie? Mike or Katie? Flip a coin.
Doesn't matter. One or the other, first or second.
Katie, would you like to second?
I'll second the motion.
Excellent. Thank you.
I have a question.
That's where I was going. Further discussion. Anne?
I just wanted more information about where the rescue meeting is on Thursday.
It's on Canal Street at the Rescue Inc. building across from Burger King.
Okay,
They usually hold it right in the garage area, so it's an open
Yeah,
space.
it's right in the bay.
Yeah.
Who is going? I was planning on going.
I'm
Anne's
going.
I'd like to go.
Jay will go if he can. And if anybody would like to go, would they like to carpool?
This is
where will you
Thursday.
be coming from?
I can come home and then go, or I will just stay in Brattleboro.
Oh, well, let's talk that day maybe.
Okay.
And if I go, then we can ride together.
Oh, definitely.
There's no need for someone to come up. I swing right past yours.
Yep, that'd be great.
I need to check, I think.
That's fine. I told, when Clark called me and to check in, and I told him that at least 3 or 4 members of the board would be present. Yes, Austin?
Just a relevant bit of information. I'll be filming it for BCTV as well, so it will be available to watch for anyone who can't come.
I
That's
presume.
Good to know.
Thank you so much. All right, any further discussion on the administrative assistant report? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great,
Thank you.
thank you. I don't see anyone for a committee report, and we don't have anyone for scheduled members of the public or unscheduled members of the public, so we'll move into old business. We have the ARPA funding opportunities.
I don't have anything to report at this time. I mean, I guess we could just say that you, Angela, and I are working on making the time to talk with BDCC about the possibility of a business grant. And yeah, that's it. I've been very busy the last few weeks.
Our conversation looks like that we're having with BDCD will be the second week of June at some point,
Okay,
due to scheduling and what's going on, but
good.
it's coming along.
Yes.
All right, the second one is the cannabis law. Katie?
I have nothing further to add to that at this point.
Juanetta?
So I was asked to do a survey of the local towns. There's only one that's, for Wyndham County, there's only one that voted against it, and that was Vernon. There's 8 that voted in favor of retail cannabis sales. There's 10 that have taken no action, and 3 that were unavailable. So in the survey, Dover is the only one that's currently getting the 1% tax. They do have zoning, but the police chief has spoke against it at meetings, so they're not encouraging it. There's 3, 4.
I think Wilmington is having a revote as well.
They're, yeah.
It passed. They had the revote.
Great.
It passed again.
So there's
Don't they
like,
have the 1% in Wilmington? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know. I don't think they're
I
chartered.
don't know. I know Dover was the only one that did say they would benefit had they gotten it approved. So a lot, excuse me, a lot of them are taking no action or have had no one bringing it to the select board for any kind of vote or action of any kind. There was one that had gotten an inquiry from somebody in Massachusetts, whether they allowed cannabis in Halifax. So that one is going through zoning and planning, but no action has been taken yet.
Well, thank you for doing that. Can you send us a copy of that report so we can look it over? Because I don't, honestly, we won't know really much of anything until after the 24th, so we can keep that, all of this stuff on continuous old business.
When I did talk to the town clerk in Londonderry, she was very helpful. They had approved, they're one of the towns that had approved it. She did say that one of the resources they used was Attorney Dave Silverman. He said he was very knowledgeable, so we could always go to him with any questions we might have.
Anything else on the cannabis law?
Not yet.
All right, and now we will welcome Mr. Steve Levine for the Williamsville Hall update.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So we've been working at contacting contractors, and it's, as I'm sure you know, a tedious and sometimes fruitless effort. We have hopefully this week a meeting with Randy Clark, the carpenter contractor, and we've divided up we really need 3 different contractors, one person who could do the posts in the cellar, and hopefully that person could also do the cover to the staircase on the side of the building. Then we need someone who can do the roofing, and that would include cleaning up the porch roof and putting some metal roofing down on that, and just inspecting the slate. The assessor from Preservation Trust, he thought the slate from the ground with his binoculars actually looked to be in good shape. So hopefully that's all that's involved. And then we need a chimney person. There's 3 parts to that job. One is to put a cap on it to keep birds and bats and whatever out. The other would be to repoint the chimney. And then third, to clean the chimney. Hopefully that could be one person. But the only contractor we've gotten close to lining up is, well, just getting estimates from is Randy Clark. I also talked to Dan Rossow, who's a painter, and we talked to him about getting a quote for painting the front of the building. And we also, at our next hall committee meeting, which is the second Monday in June, we're going to spend some time going through the list of grants that we saw were available. And then we have couple of people who are related to committee members who can give us advice about applying for grants. Unfortunately, we don't have any grant writers lined up yet. So they're probably as hard to find as contractors. But
So still a work in progress.
yes, and I was wondering if the board has any recommendations or any ideas.
I reached out to a painting contractor. His immediate question was, what's the lead certification like on the building? What are the odds that paint is going to contain a lot of lead?
I think the odds are very good. And
That was my guess and his guess as well.
yeah, and so we need, someone lead certified. Dan Rossow and people who work for him have that certification. So
Yep.
that's why we're waiting to get a quote from him. But that the painting part wasn't part of the initial assessment. That's sort of an extra. And our feeling is if there is any extra money, we could, possibly go ahead with painting this year. That would be the most visible improvement, of course.
Has Randy come in and given you an estimate yet?
No, we were going to meet with him last week, but it didn't work out. So
Okay.
hopefully we're going to set something up by the end of this week.
Okay, that sounds great.
And fortunately, none of the items are immediate. So we don't have to worry about any safety or health hazards. So we'll just keep plugging away and maybe we'll get some of these projects done by next winter or maybe even in the summer.
That sounds great.
Steve, have you tried calling Brzezinski Masonry in Brattleboro? They're very good.
Can you spell that?
Brzezinski, Rosinski.
Oh, good.
Masonry.
I'll check with them. You think they could also clean the chimney or just repoint it?
I think he can just, well, I don't know. You would have to ask
Sure.
if he does that as well. Glenn is excellent. He does excellent work.
What's the first name?
Glenn?
Glenn. Okay, great, thanks. The other thing, aside from the work that needs to be done, I would recommend that the town buy 2 air purifiers for the hall. One to put downstairs in the room next to the dining hall. Sometimes we call it the ping pong room. And then one for upstairs when there's an event going on. They'd have to be, substantial, especially the one upstairs. But I think it would, help a lot to take care of any musty smell in the building and any possible mold, although there has been no evidence of there being mold. But just in case, it would just, clean up the air. It's a big space. It's closed a lot. And, of course, now we can open the windows and we do have adjustable screens, but, that works when somebody's around because we can't leave the windows open
Right.
because of rainstorms and such.
Do you have an idea of what you're looking for and what the cost might be?
Yeah, I looked, a while back, I did some research and I found some that were suitable for large areas. They were in the neighborhood of $400. And then you have to, get filters for them and replace the filters. I'm not sure how often that needs to be done, but
Does that
You know,
fit within your regular budget?
Excuse me?
Does that fit within your regular budget or no?
You mean the whole expense budget?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We haven't got final figures for the year, so we don't know. The Rock River Players have offered to pay, for some part of the air filters, and so has the whole committee. But if the town had any money, that would be great too. So, we could be looking at $800 or something in that neighborhood. But I think it would be, beneficial to have them. So I just wanted to put that out.
Yeah, is that something you can check in, Juanetta, with Melissa to see what's in their fundage for something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then let Steve know?
Good. Yeah, we haven't gotten, all the figures for operating expenses for this fiscal year, obviously. I think we're a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I would think, hey, let them look into it, but within the budget, I would have them get them, because, it's probably something that needs to be done with the mold or whatever, if it isn't, it keeps it from happening anyway,
Are you making a motion, Mike?
I will make that motion, because I think Steve didn't do a hell of a job, for being volunteers in a committee like they do. And, thank God we have that committee, because
Yes.
they do a lot, and that's the town building, and they do a lot on their own, so I like to see them keep going, keep that building in shape.
Thank you, Mike.
Is that for an approximate $800 for 2 units,
Well, as long as we can come up with the money on it.
if it's in the budget?
We don't have to put it out to bid if it's under $2,000, so.
Right.
I think something that's gonna work good in there, and like I said, I trust his judgment, because they've been real good at it so far,
Yeah.
All the guys on the committee, they've done a great job,
So if it goes over 800, come back to the board, is that?
Oh, like I said, you can go up to 2,000 when I was putting it out to bid.
Well, he said they're approximately $400 a piece.
Yeah, the ones I saw, that was 6 months ago. Who knows what they cost now?
It could have gone up a bit.
Right, because it's prime season.
I had one more question. Have we been monitoring the humidity level in the basement of that building? Do we have, it wouldn't take much to have a small $10 thermometer and hygrometer to just keep an eye on that. A dehumidifier might also be something that would make a lot of sense for that space.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do have a dehumidifier in the boiler room,
Okay.
and that, I don't know, I'd be glad to give anyone who's interested a tour of the cellar.
I'm
because
wicked interested. You can tell me cool things about it.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out as well.
It is amazingly dry considering its location.
Yeah.
It's built into the ledge, but it drains very well. And, very rarely have I ever been down in the cellar where I saw water,
Great.
on the ground. And, it flows right out the back door, so.
Can I stop everyone for 1 second? We have a motion on the table. I'm still trying to pinpoint the dollar amount that Mike's looking at. Should we say 1,000 or?
You can go.
I'd agree with-
If they don't need it all, then.
That's what I said, they can go, like trust their judgment, if it's something adequate, it's 1,000, maybe 1,200, as long as it's in the budget for that,
I know, but I'd like to have a cap point, and unless, you know what I mean?
I would recommend
How about-
1,200 for a cap.
alright, sounds good.
So, would you like to rephrase your motion?
I'll make that motion that it's doesn't exceed $1,200.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay. Further discussion. Let's keep talking now.
Yeah.
So you'll look into that and then let us know what you find and if it's, and then I'll have Juanetta check with Melissa about the budget and get in touch with you.
Sure, that sounds great.
Great. Further discussion, Mike, I'm sorry I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, like I said, I'm just glad we have somebody like them guys looking after it, so.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see a lot of things happen there this summer. The more of us we put in there for events, the better, it just makes the whole town look busy, It's true.
Yeah. On the first weekend in June, Rock River Players are putting on a series of one-act plays. Most of them are 10 minutes long, and one is an hour long. And on June 16th, we're going to start our community breakfast program up again on the Thursday morning. We're going to open it at 8. We're going to do it outside. We'll serve the food on the porch. We'll have tables out front and possibly in the field across from the hall, depending on the crowds that show up. And we'll do that once a month, so right now we'll do it at June, July, and August. So,
That sounds great.
Excellent.
thanks. Yeah, so we're getting things happening.
You're doing a great job, Steve. On the motion, on the motion to purchase the 2 air purifying units, are we ready to vote on that?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. All right, you guys are doing a great job keeping the building up to par and in great shape.
Thank you. With your help, the help of the town. Great, thank you. I'm signing off if I figure out how to do it. Okay.
Well, we're always happy to have you with us. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.
First time I've done it on an iPad so far.
You're doing great.
All right, thanks. Take care.
You too.
I might be here for the rest of the meeting, but no.
For the
Thank you.
Logged in
there
till
it
next
is.
time.
I got it. I'm gone.
Bye. Oh, he is so funny.
There's hope for all of us if he can do
I'm
it at that age.
so proud of him. All right, moving on to new business. Anybody have any new business? No new business? No correspondence?
None.
Wow, we are heading
Record.
to pay orders at 6:27 PM.
One question,
Yes, Ann?
our next meeting, because
It's
you're
June
not gonna
1st.
be- Say it again?
I will not be here.
Right, but we had talked about the possibility of moving it, if you wanted us to.
How do people feel? I will not be here June 1st. I will be at a training.
June 6th,
And
June 6th.
Yes, June 6th, sorry. I'm looking at May. Which still doesn't make sense, but I will not be here. Do we want to move the meeting or have it and Ann lead the meeting?
I would propose moving it to the South Newfane Schoolhouse for one time, just for fun. I think you can get service there, Austin, I don't know.
We don't have Wi-Fi
We can't
there,
because we have it posted that all of our meetings are here at this office.
and we don't have Wi-Fi there, Katie.
No, please, no.
That would be really cool, though.
I guess it's up to you guys, John, just shove it off at me and do.
We could do, if anybody, I'm looking at the calendar, we could do June 13 and 27 for the month of June. And then we have July 4th weekend, and then we're into the 11th. So we would just do the 2nd and 4th of June if people are up to that. Correct?
So what was that? June,
That's
So-
fine with me.
June 13th?
Looking at the calendar, it's supposed to be 6 and 20. But we could do 13 and 27th of June. Because the following week, the first Monday is July 4th, so that's a holiday, so we would have to do that another time anyway.
I'm fine moving it to the 13th and the 27th, that works for me.
That's the same here.
That's
Me
good
too.
for you, Ann?
It is.
What if you just don't hold the 6th and just hold the 20th, and then it's consistent?
Consistent?
But then the next one's gonna be the 4th.
Well, we'll have to do July 5th.
Up to the 5th, yeah.
So here's our options, and somebody make such motion to move the meetings. We can either do June 13, June 27th, then going into July, reconvene July 5, and then July 18. Or we can skip June 6 and just go June 20th, and we meet and do a quick pay, or we'll have to meet and do pay orders.
Or she can authorize, you can authorize.
We
her
can
to send
authorize
them.
her to send them out and then sign off on them on the 20th.
And that way, a lot of people could take vacation.
So we can skip June 6th and then reconvene on June 20th, July 5, July 18.
I like that second, I
I
like
don't
the
think we have a
second.
lot going on, do we?
Not at this point, it's just a lot of old business.
And if something small came up, we could always call an emergency meeting.
And I could do an emergency meeting depending while I'm away.
Right.
You had
I
a
make a
meeting,
motion.
Wait, 1 second.
you had a meeting
Sorry.
date of wanting to do a presentation.
On June 20th.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that I think right now I've got scheduled was David Cotton for the 6th, but I'm sure he would be agreeable to move it to another date.
And if he's not, we can work with him and do an emergency meeting with him.
It was just one of those updates.
I'm sure
Okay.
he'll be fine. But
Yeah.
we'll have a loaded meeting on the 20th if we skip the 6th.
Right.
Just so everyone's aware. And
I make a motion that we cancel the June 6th meeting and that our next 3 meetings be June 20th, July 5th, July 18th.
is there a second to Ann's motion?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
No?
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. And with that, we will head into our pay orders. I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight, and everyone stay safe and drive careful in this hail/rainstorm.
I know that,
Thanks,
Happy
everyone.
spring.